Well, this is actually my third attempt at this. First one went way too long. Tried to shorten it down. I'm gonna post this to YouTube, and YouTube only allows 10 minutes, so I'm gonna have to make this quick. So this is my third attempt, and I was trying to avoid that. And in this previous video, I actually said I wanted that to be my last and not have to make a third attempt. But anyway, basically I just got on because I was sitting here on my front porch waiting on the mailman to come, and just kind of watching the happenings of my neighborhood, and started watching some squirrels play. I've been on this side of the neighborhood for about going on 4 years. I used to live about 6 blocks over, and never seen any squirrels over there. I'm not sure why. One side of the neighborhood has, an abundance of them, and another side don't. But it's interesting to watch. I really don't like. I live in an urban area, in a Midwest town here in Ohio, and we got lots of state parks and preserves and whatnot around, and I prefer to go out there. I don't like the noise and the sounds of the city. I prefer the noise and the sounds that are out in nature. They're completely different, and they're more relaxing, and I can think and contemplate. I don't know, I guess I'm kind of a big old hippie. I was born in 71, so I was raised through the 70s and 80s, so I kind of have this modern, you know, uh, superficial side to me thanks to the 80s, but then I still got this nice kind of earthy, tree-hugging hippie side thanks to the 70s, and I try to embrace that. Um, I'm of Native American, Irish descent. I think there's a couple other things in there too, but those are the two I focus on the most. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it or what. Uh, Pardon me if I ramble. I haven't really had anything to eat today, and my mind's a little scattered. I have adult residual ADD, or at least they diagnosed me with ADHD as a child in the 70s, and they've never said it was anything else. I mean, for all I know, it could be a number of other disorders. There's a whole bunch out there, along with ADD, that all kind of have similar symptoms, but all have different causes, so they just tend to group us all together. Nobody really knows. I mean, I just found out recently that what they thought my son had, what they had diagnosed him with when he was younger, turns out that now they're saying, after experts testing, that he has Asperger's syndrome, which is actually a very highly functioning, mild form of autism. He's got an extremely high IQ, but socially he has issues, and he tends to kind of have a tunnel vision. He'll get focused on one thing, and everything else kind of tunes out. So I just found that out recently, and it does explain a few things. So who knows? They do think it's genetic, so it's possible he could have gotten it from his mom's side. He could have gotten it from me. Maybe what they think is ADD on me is actually an extremely mild Asperger's. I tend to have some of the same symptoms that he gets, just not as severe. Maybe his mom and I both have them. I don't know. Haven't spoke to his mom in years. Uh, she wasn't that good with him. He was removed from her home and put in foster care, but that's another story which I'll post some other time. He's grown now. He's going to be 19 in November. He's in his freshman year of college, so he's doing pretty good. But anyway, the reason I got on to do this video in the first place is because I was watching some squirrels play, and I won't get into the details like I did in my previous ones that came before this that are not gonna be posted. But just watching the squirrels do their thing, and of course a neighborhood cat. There's a family of squirrels that lives in under the gutter, just under the lip of the house where the gutter is on the neighbor's house across the street. And there's power lines that run down the alleyway here, and they've been out running back and forth and playing, and one of the babies kind of got separated from the mama, and the mama's out looking, and the other babies decided to go play, and there's a cat from a couple doors down that got a hold of one of the squirrels over there, and so that squirrel became lunch today. I was going to go stop it, but by the time I got over there, the squirrel looked pretty lifeless, and the cat took off with the squirrel, so nothing I could really do about it. But then again, it's the circle of life. I mean, it happens. That's if if we weren't here, these houses weren't here, that cat wasn't here, it would have been some other animal that may have gotten hold of that squirrel, the foxes and coyotes that used to roam around here before we got here. If I was lost in the woods and I had to survive and the squirrel was the only thing I could catch, I'd eat it too. I mean, I'm a bit of a realist. I'm going to do what's necessary to survive and to take care of myself and take care of my family. Um, so, I'm going to eat what I can, drink what I can, whether it be grubs, berries, catch a squirrel, a rabbit, whatever. If it's the only choice I have, I'll do it. So can't really hold too much against that cat. The cat's just doing what it needs to do to survive and take care of its kittens. So, but it was just interesting watching nature, even here in this urban setting, with the noisy cars going by. Uh, it's just interesting to see that nature's still doing its thing. I mean, and it kind of got me to reflecting on our part as man. We really have the largest impact on the environment. I mean, all the tsunamis and the hurricanes and the tornadoes and the insects that go and destroy trees and plants, and nothing on this planet has as big, as drastic and lasting effect as us humans. And we need to remember that and think about that. What we do has a bigger effect. That cat catching that squirrel, there's an effect to it, but not the effect that we have putting these houses here in the first place, and the cars that we're driving. And I'm guilty of it. I have an old pickup truck, but and it needs a tune-up, so I'm not really helping the environment any right now with that truck and the pollution it puts out. But when I have the money, I'm going to do what I can to that truck, make changes and convert that truck so that it has less of an impact until I can afford to buy something newer that is better for the environment. But no, I don't know. I just wanted to post this real quick. Just sitting here watching nature and just amazed at the stuff that goes around me that a lot of us, we don't think about, especially here in the city. We don't pay attention to it. We don't watch it. We forget what our part is. We feel we're separate from nature, and that we can do whatever we want when we want, and don't think about the impact and the consequences. And I'm sitting here watching these squirrels do their thing, and I don't know. It just my ADD's kind of kicking in, or whatever it is I have, and my head was just rambling and a bunch of stuff going through it, and I just thought I'd post it on here. I know, silly fat white guy on here rambling. If some teenage kid can get on here and speed his voice up to sound like a 5-year-old, ramble on about his meds and his mom, why can't I get on, speak my mind? I will have better videos in the future, actual serious thoughts when I have a moment to collect my thoughts. I'm getting at 8 minutes, so I need to wrap this up because YouTube only allows a maximum of 10 minutes and 1 gigabyte. So I appreciate anyone who watched this, and hopefully some people watch it. And hey, if you get a laugh out of the silly fat white guy, that's cool. I'm in the process of trying to lose some weight again, get myself back in shape like I was in my early 20s. I'll be posting videos showing my progress on that. I'm going to cut this hair after Halloween and donate it to Locks of Love, so I'll have a video of that. I'll have some silly stuff and some serious stuff. So I'm Earthchild71 at YouTube. Come check me out. Have a good laugh. Peace out.